Welcome to the habitat study of the rocky seashore undertaken by the students of Tallaght Community School in Dublin. The habitat study took place between the beaches of Malahide and Portmarnock, located in the Dublin Bay.
Welcome to the east coast of Ireland, to Dublin Bay. We are currently at Malahide Beach, which links into the neighbouring beach of Portmarnock on my left. Between these two neighbouring beaches we have a wonderful area here of the rocky seashore, which we are going to investigate different organisms that live in this habitat.
Between the shoreline and the open ocean, you will find the world of tide pools, where a variety of marine animals live and play. The intertidal zone is the area of the marine shoreline that is exposed to air at low tide and covered with seawater when the tide is high. Intertidal zonation refers to the tendency of plants and animals to form distinct communities between the high and low tide lines. For the first of our e-learning from nature lessons, we will look at the different intertidal zones at the rocky seashore, looking at the different species of plants and animals that live in each zone. We will also look at the environmental factors that affects the plants and animals living in the habitat of the rocky seashore. Plants and animals with similar tolerances to the stresses of intertidal life tend to form communities or biobands along the shoreline. These horizontal bands are often easy to spot even from a distance, particularly on rocky shorelines due to differences in colour and form. For example, just below the trees there is typically a black or grey band of encrusting algae and lichens. Slightly below this there will be a greyish band of barnacles with a yellowish-brown band of rockweed or common seaweeds and mussels below that. The intertidal zones can be divided into low tide zone, mid tide zone, high tide zone and the splash zone. The low tidal zone is usually only exposed by the lowest of low tides. And you will find the greatest variety of sea creatures here, as it is always kept underwater. You might have to look carefully to find them, because these sea creatures love to sneak around under seaweed and hide in crevices. This zone has the richest diversity of species of all the intertidal zones and includes those that can tolerate only a short exposure to air. Some of the many types of species in this zone include kelp, again some bladderwrack, spiral wrack, some snails, limpets, crabs, sea anemones, sea stars, sea urchins, and many different species of fish. The mid-tidal zone is usually covered and uncovered twice a day by the ocean's tidal movements. Animals here are built to survive underwater and also out of water. Marine animals you might find here include sea anemones, sea stars and crabs, along with barnacles and limpets. Some marine plants that you would find here include sea lettuce, bladderwrack and some spiral wrack. Within the high tide zone, the waves come crashing down onto the rocks. It is not an easy place to live. Marine animals found here have to be hardy to survive some periods out of water, exposure to sun and fresh water from rainstorms. creatures need to be strong enough to grip onto the rocks to withstand the pounding waves on their bodies. At this zone level, you will often find mussels, limpets and barnacles. The splash zone or spray zone is not covered by the high tide, but it is exposed to salt spray. It is typically inhabited by periwinkle snails and lichens that are black or orange in colour.